Hey, what's up, Diecast race fans? Welcome back to the Lord's Racing League. I'm Big C, and as always, Little C's right here with me.
Hey, what's up?
And you're watching our Timeless Truck Showdown, and it's time for the semifinal round one.
We've definitely got some sweet trucks that are going to hit up the track today, but speaking of sweet trucks, let's take a look at last week's overall winner of Rust Belt Customs Best in Show. We got Bay City Darryl from Bay City Racing.
Oh yeah, he definitely has that awesome, iconic paint job. Definitely did well, so he is well deserving, and he gets a nice little prize pack from Rust Belt Customs. So congratulations to him.
But we want to see some racing, so let's go head over to driver introductions.
And start on the pole, number one qualifier overall, fast on his wheels and fast on his hood. We got Blue Line for Blue Line Racing.
And starting second, our number 4 seed, we've got someone who's definitely not afraid to get his bumper dirty. Papa E from E67 Diecast, driving that beautiful 92 GMC Cyclone.
He may have been a little slow in qualifying, coming in 16th overall, but he's showing the speed when it matters in the races. Starting third, we got Dusty Miles from Milestone Racing.
And starting fourth, someone who's looking to make a Cinderella story because he qualified 22nd, we got Farrell Patrick from Farrell Maz, driving that 68 El Camino.
Alright, here we go. We got the big boys up to the top of the track. First head of semifinals. Who's going to be moving on? Blue Line's got the pole with Dusty Miles in their back. Papa E and Farrell Patrick on the outside, but Blue Line puts down the power, gets out in front of everybody, giving a huge old gap. That's what we were thinking he was going to do, but Papa E is catching up with Dusty Miles. Blue Line comes across, setting up time at 7:65, and what a close finish between Papa E and Dusty Miles, coming in for second and third. Man, what a great start.
That was great, and I gotta say, it wasn't too surprising. I mean, Blue Line, he got out ahead and he kind of held it. I mean, obviously, he's definitely dominant. But, you know, Papa E, he was all over the back of Dusty, and coming down here to the line.
He almost got him.
I was going to say, he moved down to the inside and almost gets him. He was about half a truck length from getting him across the line. But, you know, hey, maybe next time.
Yeah, and he just about flipped him over coming to the end there.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I guess he just doesn't know when to slow down. But here we go, Dusty Miles, now he's up on the pole. Let's see if he can get out in front of Blue Line. That's going to be a hard one to do. But, man, that old Ford's got a little bit of power getting out in front of the other one. Let's see if Blue Line catches back up. He's catching up onto his bumper. Farrell Patrick is closing in. Dusty Miles is sliding all around. Blue Line goes backwards. Big flip out the back. Dusty Miles is going to come across with the victory. Blue Line is just barely going to be able to get control and come across and finish. Farrell Patrick was getting second. Man, what a crazy second lap.
I do have to say, I think that's the first time I've seen Blue Line get that kind of beat up on. Yeah, that too. But look at this. So Dusty, he kind of goes high. Blue Line gets on the inside, and then Dusty's like, nope. It just shoves him off. Yeah, and then it sends Blue Line into a spin. He backs
backwards is
up
not good.
Into the corner, hits the mountain, almost flips over.
Farrell Patrick went straight underneath of him.
And Papa E just barely got away from him as well. And Blue Line, man, it's like he finished because, man, he wasn't rolling too hot after that.
Yeah, I'll say at least he was able to regain control and just milk it across the finish line.
He was probably a little confused on which way he was facing.
He got pretty dizzy on that one, that's for certain. So, but here we go, Farrell Patrick now. He is up on the pole. Let's see if he can't bring himself a victory. He's got the two Fords on the outside ganging up on him, but he's able to put down the power and get out there. Oh, Papa E just checked Blue Line straight up into the outside wall. Farrell Patrick sliding sideways. Dusty Miles is on the back of Farrell Patrick, and now he's pulling away, coming to the line. They're all grouped together, but Farrell Patrick's going to hold on to the victory with Dusty Miles, Papa E, and Blue Line coming to last again. What a odd thing to say.
I know, right? I mean, one last whoa, but two last. That's crazy. It's not like him. So you can see Farrell Patrick and Dusty kind of do a little coordinated drifting right there. They go through the corner nice and easy. Dusty Miles trying to keep up with Farrell Patrick. Even Papa E. I'm telling you, Papa E, he's got, you know, you got to look out for him. He just keeps coming out of nowhere, getting on the back of people. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of a slow start, but once he gets that momentum up, man, that truck has got some power. So here we go. Dusty Miles got a nice little lead. Let's see if he can keep it up. Papa E now is up on the pole, and he's got a good pusher behind him in Blue Line. Let's see if he's going to bring himself a victory. As they take off, they pull away from Feral Patrick and Dusty Miles. Even Papa E's pulling away from Blue Line, but here comes Blue Line, catching back up on his tailgate, goes to the outside. Papa E cuts him off, spins him around. Blue Line uses that to take over the lead, and Dusty Miles is trying to take over second, and at the line, I think Feral Patrick was able to beat Dusty Miles. What a swap of positions all that was, and what a move by Blue Line.
I tell you what, Papa E didn't give up without a fight. You can see he takes off with the with first place, but Blue Line is immediately on his back bumper. Dusty tries to spin off Feral Patrick there, and it ends up working. He gets to the inside and gets third. Right here, though, Papa E, he goes high, tries to block off Blue Line. He's not going to let him by too easy. And coming out of 4, he spins back around, so he's facing straight, but by then, Blue Line has already passed him. So.
What a move that was. Tripped him out.
But I tell you what, Dusty, he really tried to go for him here, but Papa E is like, I lost one position. I'm not losing two.
Yeah.
He puts it in high gear, and in fact, Dusty ends
what a close
another
finish.
position. He goes from, I think he was in second, all the way back to last in a matter of one straight. It's pretty insane.
Hey, you got to go for the gusto. You can't hold back in this one. This is only one more race after this. You want to make sure you move on. But what a move there by Feral Patrick right at the end, be able to beat Dusty right there to the line. But the scoreboard, I tell you what, is about as close as anything. We're after halftime. Here we go. Blue Line's back up on the pole with Papa E on the outside. Let's see if he can duplicate what he did on round 1. And man, he is opening it up like a 10 or 15 car length over everybody. Dusty and Papa E have a good battle. And look at this speed by Blue Line, holding it, gripping it down there. He has got this thing tuned. And Dusty Miles is flipped over, coming out of turn 5. Papa E is going to come across in second, Feral Patrick, and unfortunately, that is not what you need, is a DNF here in the semifinals.
I'll tell you what, that Blue Line needs to take his truck over to the salt flats just to see what his top speed is, because boy, it gets moving.
Oh yeah, he's got a fast truck.
He gets down there and he's gone, but right here, Dusty, he throws it sideways, and he goes low and slams it up against the wall. He ends up flipping. Papa E just kind of pushes, he just kind of nudges him out of the way.
A little COG, I think, on that one.
Yeah. He just nudges him out of the way. Feral Patrick is like, hey, look out, I'm not stopping. So that's kind of mean, but Dusty Miles, man, he went a little too low for his truck's handling.
Yeah, just kind of grouped it all up. And hey, at least Feral Patrick went for the hood, didn't go for the roof. And was able to just squeeze on through there as minimal damage as possible. Now here we go, lap 6. Dusty Miles back up on the pole with Blue Line on the outside. Who's going to take this one? Feral Patrick gives Dusty Miles a nice little boost, and he's going to get out in front of Blue Line. Blue Line's not giving up as he closes in. They're all grouped together going through 3. Look at Blue Line try to get to the inside, but Dusty Miles has a great run out of 4. Coming across the line, he is going to hold on to the victory with Blue Line second. Papa E and Feral Patrick fell all the way to the back. What a shame.
That is insane. That was a good lap right there. You can see Feral Patrick, he tries to get past Blue Line. It doesn't work. And now Blue Line's on the back of Dusty. He's like pushing, but you can see Papa E doing the same to Feral Patrick right there.
There you go, slide job.
Yeah, I was going to say, he gets past him, he shoves him into the wall. So, hey, he gets past him. Dusty, though, he's not going to let Blue Line by. I tell you what, Dusty's really good at holding his own when it comes to defending against Blue Line.
There, he had a pretty quick time there at 8:08. So right now, Blue Line and Dusty Miles have a nice little gap with only 2 laps to go. Papa E and Feral Patrick look like about to tie it up. So let's see what happens as Feral Patrick now has the pole. Dusty Miles on the outside. Lap 7, 2 to get it done. Y'all better get moving. So here we go. Feral Patrick pulls out. Blue Line's trying to get Dusty Miles up there as the side-by-side with Papa E, but Papa E gets in there. Feral Patrick's losing the back end left and right, opens up the gap because of it. Coming out of turn 5, they're all tied together at the line. Feral Patrick's going to hold on to the victory for this one with Dusty Miles, Papa E, and Blue Line coming in last.
That was insane. Let's take a look at this. So Dusty gets right on the outside. He tries to maintain it right there, but Feral Patrick, since he had the lead. Wow, did you see that little move by Papa E?
I tell you what, he's a hard driver.
He got on the inside Blue Line and just shoved it, and then you can see Feral Patrick kind of faking out Dusty right there. He goes high and then comes right back down, shuts him off. Wow, you can see Papa E, he's just tumbling and battling back there. He was not going to let Blue Line pass a second time.
No,
so
definitely not.
That really closes down the points for Feral Patrick to Dusty Miles. I mean, technically, Papa E's still in it, and I mean, he'd have to win and Dusty Miles at last, but
you never know what's going to happen. Here we go, last lap. Nobody's out of this, and nobody is definitely moving on. So
I mean, Papa E does have a good chance of being on Dusty. He's got the pole, and Dusty's in the back. So hey,
you never know. Let's see what happens. Blue Line's closing in, getting up on the back of him.
Don't let him by.
Pulling away from Feral Patrick. He's looking left, looking right. Papa E is blocking every which way as Blue Line is beating down his back bumper, but he's not going to be able to do anything to it. Papa E is going to get the victory. Blue line second, Farrell Patrick, and Dusty did come in last, so I can't wait to see how these points finish up.
Oh man, that's gonna be something else. So let's take a look at this right here. Papa E, he's battling for his life. He knows this is it. I mean,
he's driving out the rearview mirror, not the windshield.
I'm telling you, even Dusty, he's pushing Farrell Patrick around, trying to get past. But man, I'm telling you, look at that. Papa E, he just goes to the side right with the blue line, not gonna let him by. He knows that this is his last chance. He's gotta get first. And he does just that. He holds off blue line all the way down the track while blue line's literally trying to tear his bumper out. But hey, it was worth it because
look at this.
It was
three-way tie. Blue line is going to be moving on just barely by 3 points, but we got a three-way tie. I don't think we've ever had one of these.
Wow.
So here's how we're going to do it. However they qualified or came in on this one, Papa E will be on the pole. Dusty Miles will be on the outside. Farrell Patrick's going to start third. And, of course, it's best out of three. Whoever has the most points after 3 laps, everybody's going to get the rotation. They'll be moving on. So here we go.
Man.
Lap 1. Papa E and Farrell Patrick going on the inside. Got that inside advantage. And Papa E, man, look at him shoot out there. I don't know if Farrell Patrick did that or if he just finally got his foot in the gas or whatnot off the beginning.
Holy smokes.
As he takes off, he is open way away from both of them. I don't think any of them have a chance to come down to him. Coming to the line. Dusty Miles has flipped over again, and this is really not when you want to be getting a DNF when you only got 3 laps to do it. But Papa E was able to come across, and of course Farrell Patrick. Real quick, let's see what happened with him.
Wow, yeah, just kind of looks like that COG got away from him, and he went over. Farrell Patrick just kind of nudges him off to the side, so hey, yeah. I mean, it works. So,
I was like, man, that turn 5 right now is really biting his butt because he keeps flipping over, going in there a little too hot. So here we go, lap 2. Farrell Patrick, now his chances up on the pole, and Papa E on the outside. But look at that inside line just pull away. It looks like that tandem draft is really what helps out. Let's see if Farrell Patrick's going to hold off Dusty right about now. Oh, no, look, Dusty spins. Papa E gives him a shot. Gets him into the lead. So Dusty Miles is going to come across with the victory, and Farrell Patrick is going to fall back to second, and Papa E third. Man, that could end up being huge. Just check this route real quick.
Wow, you can see Farrell Patrick, he spins out, and that allows Dusty to get by. I mean, Papa E definitely did help him, because if it wasn't for that boost by Papa E, he wouldn't have done it. But wow, look at, I mean, come on, these points already. I mean, like,
only one more lap to go. Let's see how it's going to end up. And this is the time that Dusty Miles has definitely got the start position that you'd want. Starting off on the pole, and look at Papa E gives him a nice little shot to get him moving down the track as they move well away from Farrell Patrick. But even Dusty Miles is getting away from Papa E. Let's see if Papa E can get that momentum again. Dusty's losing it. Here comes Papa E. Dusty's sideways. Papa slams into him.
Come on.
He's keeping him straight. Spins him back around. Farrell Patrick just helped Dusty Miles across the line. He is going to come across him first. Looks like Papa E second and Farrell third. But wow, I can't wait to see the finish of this one.
Oh my word. I'm telling you, I don't know if Farrell Patrick has something against Papa E there, but he just, it's like he was like, okay,
he had the momentum.
Who am I going to help? I guess Dusty. I'll push him across the line, because look at that. I mean, I think Papa E would have totally gotten Dusty if not for Farrell Patrick.
Oh man, wow. We're not over yet.
I think Farrell Patrick was like, you know what? If I can't win, Papa E, you ain't winning either. So I'm at least going to give Dusty a shot.
There you go. Now you got to prove it. So now it looks like it's going to be between Papa E and Dusty Miles.
At least we can do a little more traditional overtime.
Yeah, one-on-one, 3 laps. Papa E had the higher seat, so he gets the inside pole once again. So who's going to be moving on? As we take off, Papa E's got the inside lane, which is the preferred one. Guy's a little bit of an advantage as he's able to open up about a 2-truck length over Dusty Miles.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see if Dusty Miles can get that old 4 wound up, because it looks like Papa E is losing it left and right. Tires are hot. He's holding on to it. Coming across the line at 837. Pretty darn little fast truck, I tell you what. And Dusty Miles is caught up in the back. But we're going to have to start lap 2. So here we go. Only 2 more laps. Dusty Miles got the inside lane. Let's see if he can take advantage of it. As they take off, they pull out, and he's pulling well away from Papa E back there. Open up a huge gap. I tell you what, Papa E better get moving down the track. Dusty Miles is trying to take away from everything. Coming down out of turn 5, Papa E has got to run at the line, and he's not going to be able to pass him across there. So now we got 1-1, Dusty Miles, Papa E, final lap.
All right, I'm doing it. I'm going to go.
You take it. Go ahead.
All right, we're on the pole. Come on, Papa E. All you got to do is win. Whoever wins this one, they win. So Papa E's got the inside. Dusty's right on the outside of him. He gets a little bit ahead of Dusty right there. Dusty's not going to let him go that easy. I have a feeling, though. Coming down the line, Dusty's pulling in, but Papa E looks like he might have it. Here comes
look at Dusty. Oh, at the line. They say Papa E got him. Oh, I can't wait. We got to go back and check the replay just to see how close it was. But Papa E is going to be moving on. Congratulations. Look at this.
Wow.
Oh, like a half a truck length there right at the line.
That is insane.
What a finish for you two. Definitely, it was an awesome, and congratulations to Papa E moving on. But we also want to say thank you again to Farrell Patrick and Dusty Miles for being a part of this tournament. Man, y'all put on a show and put out, you just showed up and showed out and put everything on the line, so you definitely deserve moving on, but unfortunately you won't be able to this time. So for the finals, we're going to have Blue Line and Papa E, but we don't know who they're going to be facing up, because next week we're going to have Zizzer Prime,
Spy Dude,
Rod D,
and Dave.
Oh yeah, so you definitely want to make sure you got the bell on, make sure you got it reserved. Don't want to miss that one. Who is going to be the one moving on? Can't wait to see. So as these things get more and more exciting, getting down to the nail-biting finish. So we definitely appreciate everybody watching. And until next time, God bless.
And starting in the back, someone who's looking to make a Cinderella story because he qualified. Oh man, that was a mouthful. And starting fourth, someone who's looking to make a Cinderella story because he finished 22nd. Finished? No!
He might have had a rough qualifying time starting, or not starting. He might have had a rough qualifying at 6. When